Looking back, maybe this was the first big clue that Idaho Republicans were going sideways.
I don't like political correctness. Can I say this? It sucks. It's bondage. And I'm about as politically correct as your proverbial turd in a punch bowl.
That was Harley Brown, one of several Republican contenders for Idaho governor this year. Last month, Mr. Brown found himself in the Republican Party's actual televised debate at the insistence of incumbent Republican Governor Butch Otter, who thought it would be a great way to show party unity. For state Republicans, it was kind of a hot mess, that debate, but it was also a clue that the Republican Party in Idaho was maybe coming apart a little bit. In Idaho, the Republican Party is really the only party. I don't mean to offend Democrats, but Republicans hold every statewide office. They hold commanding majorities in the state House and in the state Senate. Mitt Romney won Idaho by 32 points. Yes, you can find blue dots in Idaho, but that's really what they are, blue dots. Idaho is Republican land. And so after the sometimes embarrassing and contentious primary that they had last month, the Idaho Republican Party looked around, realized they ran the place, and decided they better issue a call for unity. They issued a call for unity at the state convention. They said now was the time for freedom and unity. Did not work. On Saturday, Idaho Republicans attempted to gavel in the convention with an opening roll call. That alone took an hour and a half, just trying to call the roll for all the objections and requests for points of order. By lunchtime, Idaho Republicans had accomplished nothing at the state convention. By 3 o'clock, Idaho Republicans were deadlocked over whether to kick out 3 counties' entire slates of delegates to the convention. Elected officials were openly calling the convention a fiasco. By 3:30 on Saturday, Idaho Republicans had given up. They adjourned their convention. They gavelled it closed without electing a new party chairman, without approving a new party platform. They did nothing. They gave up and sent everybody home without doing anything except have a big fight with each other. One state senator said it was just an epic failure, telling the local press, quote, "People who have been around a long time don't remember anything like this." Idaho Republicans called for freedom and unity. They ended up with fiasco and disaster. The convention, it turns out, was chaired by Idaho Republican Congressman Raul Labrador. And as the convention started, Congressman Labrador let it be known that he wasn't just running this convention, he's running for the top leadership position in the United States Congress. Raul Labrador says he's running for the House Majority Leader job that Eric Cantor has to give up now that Eric Cantor just lost his seat in Congress. Raul Labrador announced that he wanted to be elevated to the top Republican job in the country. That's not Speaker John Boehner. And then he flew in with Rand Paul to call for unity in his state party. And then Raul Labrador had worked for 3 weeks, by his own accounting, to broker some kind of deal for peace at the Idaho Republican Party convention this weekend. He says he worked day and night for it, but then fiasco, disaster. One local professor told the Spokesman Review, "It is hard to blame all this on Raul Labrador, but on the other hand, this does not strengthen his credentials for a national leadership position either." Congressman Raul Labrador has been pitching himself as the one who can bridge the gap between establishment Republicans and the Tea Party wing. That's been his pitch in Washington. And incredibly, wonderfully, with the dust still falling around his chairing of that convention back home, in Washington today, Congressman Labrador sent his Republican colleagues a letter making that pitch yet again. He writes, "The simple fact is Republicans will never again unite the country until we first unite our party." Yeah, the way he united those nice folks back home this weekend after working 3 weeks on a deal, flying in Rand Paul, pleading and wheedling and charming and pushing, and then just finally giving up, having accomplished nothing. That was the audition for national office. That's not what you would call a confidence builder. But who knows? Maybe national Republicans will pick him. We'll see. Now it's time for the last word. Thanks for being with us tonight.